Last 14 to 15 minutes long, but if you have any questions at all, anytime I fly it up, feel free to ask. But other than that, enjoy the trip up and enjoy the scenery, everyone. So right now, we are leaving our elevation at 6,559 feet. We're going to rise to 10,378 feet. So everything is getting nice and warmer, a little bit warmer, chilly down here. Promise you all right now, you might even like that colder temperature that's waiting for you all up on the top. So right now, we're looking toward our southeast direction. You're going to notice we have two water tanks up in this area.
Yeah, we
So
are.
both these water tanks hold up to 750,000 gallons of water each. One of them supplies this area of homes to the north, while the other supplies us with all the water up on top of the mountain. So right now, beneath us, we have no tanks attached, which makes my full capacity right now 50 people. So as you can all tell, or pretty much we will all be filled like a box of sardines. And if our tanks were attached, they weigh up to 800 pounds, and with a full tank of water, weighs up to 1,000 gallons. By then, we can only take up 4 people. So the more water we take up, less amount of passengers we take up as well. So we supply the restaurant's water and our new information center with water. And we
Look
take
at
up
the trail.
3,000 gallons up every evening, and we do this on a daily basis. So right now, the cabin officer to myself, you'll notice what looks like a trail, but this is our only access road that leads up the mountain up to tower number 1. This road was used to haul and construct all the equipment up to tower 1 as well. Tower number 1 stands at 232 feet tall. Its elevation is 7,010 feet. As we go over tower 1, we are going to have our first swing and swaying. If you feel comfortable or not, go ahead, put your hands up in the air.
Oh, hell no.
Here we go. Like that was going Now we all let's just count off to myself. You'll notice a rock formation that looks like the shape of a giant cannon. Last we fired out towards the Sandia Mountains. Give you estimate how big that rock is. It's almost the same size as this cabin we are riding. Doesn't look like it, but it really is. And we call that one Cannon Rock. And I also call it Pride Rock because it looks like the rock off a lion. As we look towards my side of the cabin, you'll notice that boulder on top of that huge little rock. That boulder is twice the size of this cabin. Looks like it's got to be teed on towards Albuquerque, so we call that one Drop Bomb Rock. And coming up again on our southeast direction, you'll see this flat vertical green rock that is coming up. So some people may not figure out this on how big your imagination is. Well, we call some fish bomb. Some people have been thinking it's Dory from Finding Nemo. I think it's a big piranha without any teeth. And fish right there. There's a bar at the top of the mountain. So for those of you who are 21, maybe you down a couple of drinks, might see a bluefish swimming down. Now we look toward our northeast direction. Follow this riverbed up till we see those yellow aspen trees. You'll also notice another rock formation that looks like a bunch of boulders stacked on top of each other. But that's all one single rock formation. He wrote it down from water because all at one time this was the bottom of the ocean seabed. So from the bottom of that canyon to the top where it stands at 7 stories high. Looks like a giant Tootsie Roll. Just not the chocolate flavor though. And right now, while my side of the cabin is called Critical Point, this is the only area of the mountain that was used to use dynamite to blow apart the mountain while the trail was being built. The trail was built back in 1964 through 1966 at the cost of $2.1 million, but an estimate today will cost around 30 to 40 million or so. So our common wildlife around these areas are mule deer, black bears, squirrels, raccoons, mountain lions, and bobcats. And eventually we'll have a couple cougars popping out from time to time. So right now this area we're starting to go through, you may start to notice most of some of the dead trees. So some people actually think there was a wildfire back here, but a few years back we had a very bad drought season and a very serious case of the bark beetle. So the bark beetle came into our national forest along with many other areas in our national forest along the east side of the mountain. That's many of our trees like this as you can see. So if y'all remember we said our only access road leads up to tower number 1, makes you wonder why our access road for tower 2 is at. So tower 2 is traveled by aircraft, which did take 2,000 helicopter places. So 5,000 overall, we used to complete our upper terminal along with all the cable wiring. So tower number 2 stands at 80 feet tall. Its elevation is 8,750 feet. So from tower 2 to our upper terminal is our clear span of 1.5 miles. And again, as we go over tower 2, we're going to have our final swing and sway. And if you feel comfortable enough, go ahead and put your hands up in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And like it's not yet, for all of you in the front, I'm going to grab that handlebar. And these two pole bars as well. Start leaning as far back as you can so we can all miss these rocks in front of us. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Holy crap.
Here comes our swing. Let's take a picture of He's coming directly in front of us to pass on my side of the cabin. We're all walking away, smile, take pictures, make funny faces. They might be doing the same thing as well. And as we are going to cross paths, we're going to reach our halfway point in our flight. So now we're getting halfway to the top. So halfway point, everyone. So you're going to have a few moments out here now. I'm going to slow down. We're now going to go over our highest point above the ground, which is 961 feet to the bottom of the canyon.
Dear Lord.
So almost the size of the Empire State Building, everyone. The main reason why we always slow down is because at any time wind gusts exist while getting near and crossing our towers. So if we ever do have any type of swing that is beneath over 6 inches of swing, we do call down to our console operator down at our lower terminal. We let them know how much of a swing we're having. So they slow down about 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 miles per hour. So once our cabins end up with 4 to 6 inches of swing, then they take us right over the tower. So let's just all safety precautions, everyone, and here we go. Woo! So coming up on the cabin, I'll see myself. Y'all notice this bridge that is still coming up. So during our summer and fall time, we get rock climbers to hike out to this bridge on the Domingo Baca Trail. So the granite in this rock is 1.4 billion years old. So the modern day rock climbing equipment cannot be used on this bridge. So rock climbers all fake climb from the bottom to the top free-handed. So they usually get their picture taken about 100 to about 200 times. And this time the cabin will go back and forth. So we does different rock climbing big moves that they can look forward to. So we nicknamed this rock right here Ego Boost Rock.
Ego Boost Rock.
Why we can't use no cricket is because this rock is so brittle. Plus they put the ruggeds inside the rock, it breaks out so easy, just like styrofoam. And if you don't believe me, let's find out the hard way. It's not on this rock. Right now, because of our Ego Boost Rock, we're entering into Echo Canyon. So back in the 1930s, while the Spirit was operating, the original way to the Spirit was a 940, which took about an hour and a half drive around the mountain. So the guy that owned the ski area, Robert Nordhaus, had traveled to a different country and rode the tram there. So my perspective of what I think he said was, wow, the tram was so cool, and to bring that back home to Albuquerque. So one day I had an idea. I went to the Bruce Overham, which outfunded the tram along with a handful of stockholders. So once the tram was finally complete and built, its first run up the mountain was on May 7th of 1966. So another reason why the tram was also built was mainly for the skiers. So instead of them all driving an hour and a half around the mountain, they would all drive down to our lower terminal, buy the ticket, ride the tram up to the top, do about a 20-25 minute flight. They'll ski all day till the ski area closes. Then once it closes, they'll all ride the tram back down. So 20 to 25 minutes was much faster than an hour and a half drive around the mountain. So I'll probably save our time to ski a little longer and maybe a little bit of a gas money. So now we are exiting Echo Canyon. So now we're going to go over our last and final canyon is the Domingo Baca Canyon. So the last canyon of our tram ride, everyone. So right now, if you look towards the cabin, I'll see myself, glance your eyes all the way towards the left, towards the edge of the mountain, to the highest peak. You'll notice a small little structure there, that's called Kiwanis Cabin. It's made out of the same limestone that's found on top of the mountain, which is 300 million years old. So if you can't kind of see it, it is camouflaged in with the mountain, but as we get a little higher, you'll notice a little black window. So this cabin was built back in the 1930s by the CCC, Civilians Conservation Corps. Well, it's used for all the hikers and skiers that was on top of the mountain overnight. Also, all the guys that work on all the trail beds, making the trails, and also working on the tram. So this cabin's a mile and a half hike from our terminal, about an hour and a half round trip, and it's a beautiful view of Albuquerque and its surroundings. So here's our final slowdown, everyone, as our sister cabin's going over tire number 1. So as soon as they go over and clear tire 1, they'll be getting a bigger view, and so will we. So here's our slowdown. So, and here we go. So on top of the mountain, on a good clear day, just with all of the haziness and cloud coverage from all four directions, you can actually see it to a good 11,000 square miles. So that is about 9% of New Mexico. Also, every evening during our final last 10 minutes of sunset, we always do have a phenomenon with chapters, and this always happens on a clear day as well. So what does happen is, when the sun does hit the mesa just right, it turns this whole west side of the mountain into a bright rose pink. So when the first settlers, they get here to New Mexico to Gulf, it probably looked like a giant slice of watermelon. So that's how the Sandias got their name. So right now we're riding the watermelon tram on our way to the Watermelon Mountain. That's called watermelon on top, even though it sounds sweet and juicy. So as we are approaching our top elevation of 10,378 feet, you can all still see Kiwanis cabin very clearly now. It's all the way to the left of the highest.
Oh, yeah.
So as we are approaching our top elevation of 10,378 feet, as we come into dock, directly in front of us is our newly done upper terminal building, and to the north of our upper terminal building on the boardwalk is the High Finance Restaurant. So if you're planning on grabbing a bite to eat, doing some sightseeing or some hiking, feel free to take as much time as you like. You're not limited time on rush time up here. You can all stay up here as long as you like. Last customer tram down the mountain is between the hours of 9:30, 10 o'clock, or even later on this evening, so you have some decent amount of time to stay up here. Tram cars leave back every 15 and 20 minutes. As we come into dock, might have a couple of bumps and a few little love taps. I'll point those out as best as I can. If you're going to do any type of smoking on top of the mountain or on the trails, please be courteous enough to hold on to your cigarette butts till you get in your trash can. Just make sure they're out. And also, everyone, hold on to all your tickets. These are all your two-way tickets down. You must show your captain out of your ticket when you're ready to go down. So keep that in mind.
Pick it up, Jackson.
We have a lot of hikers.
Yeah.
Pick that up.
I have a lot more hikers that
What is
are
that?
really still trying to change. And act like they
Old
were
one.
up here all day. So I even been caught a mother and daughter trying to catch a food right there. It happens.
They could hike up here. They could hike up here and they deserve a free ride.
They try. So again, everyone, first couple of bumps, and here they come. As we come to a complete stop.
Jackson, was that fun?
Myself, my co-worker Trish or Ashley will let you all out as soon as these big red wheels on my side of the cabin stop spinning. So the reason because of that is Kevin